All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I'm One Bar with Lupagus on this frigid Saturday morning. It is freezing balls out there. We're going to talk about 5 offensive playmakers the Vikings could take at round 1 at pick 14. Everybody's talking defensive line, offensive line, ourselves included, but there's always the chance somebody is there that might be too damn good to pass on.
Sometimes it's just too tempting. You ignore your needs. You take the best, or I'm not going to say best player, but most impactful player available. And that's what we're looking at in this video today. Some guys who just be too damn tempting to pass up to already bolster this unit of offense of the Vikings that was pretty damn good last year. So making a strength even stronger.
Wow. Well said. That should be put on a shirt.
Thank you.
Let's start it off with a shiny receiver that everybody's talking about. Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama.
Yeah, I think this is the pipe dream one. But, man, if somehow he slid down the board, there was a run on quarterbacks, maybe I don't know what else. A couple crazy picks might have to happen for him to get to 14. But, man, this guy, so smooth, so fast, hands like freaking they're made of golden griddle syrup, which is my favorite, by the way. He looked just so much better than everybody else in that championship game. What he could do in this offense, lining up with Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, it's crazy to think. It makes your parts tingle, even in this frigid weather we're having.
Yeah, that would be insane. And while it might, everyone listening might be like, there's no way in hell that can happen. Look back to last year's draft. I mean, Jerry Jeudy going 15, CeeDee Lamb going 17. These guys were like shoo-ins for the top 10. There's always a chance, especially when it comes to receiver. And Devontae Smith, people might be a little concerned the fact that he weighs 8 pounds. He's just a little scrawny dude, but yes, he's fantastic and would add a whole nother element to this offense. And the thought of him and Justin Jefferson out there, yeah, it's too tough to pass on. They'd take him in a second. They'd have to.
Let's not forget his returnability. This guy can punt, return kicks and punts. He adds that dynamic to the Vikings, which we definitely need to find somebody who scares opponents because we have nobody at all right now.
Not even scare them, just like, I don't know, make them not laugh at us.
Yeah, I guess that's a start. We got to take baby steps, don't we?
Baby steps. All right, let's go to another offensive weapon by the name of Kyle Armpits, tight end from Florida. The guy is a monster. I mean, he's one of the best tight ends to come out since I couldn't even tell you. He's fantastic.
Yeah. And you look at the positions on the Vikings right now, tight end is the farthest thing that actually need to take. Who knows what's going to happen with Kyle Rudolph, but even if he leaves, you got Irv Smith, you got Tyler Conklin, who both really took major steps forward last year. You even got Brandon Dillon, who, I mean, I think he's shown a little bit when he's gotten some time in the preseason. So I actually like him too. So you're looking at a need. Tight end's got to be both at the bottom of your list. But Kyle Pitts, he's much more than a receiver. He can line up in the slot. He can line up outside. He's basically just a really big receiver. So I think you could play him as your wide receiver 3 in this offense with Irv Smith, up on the line. So it could be a lot of options here, a lot of creative packages you could do with Kyle Pitts. So yeah, he's not just your normal typical tight end.
Yeah, in 8 games this year, 43 receptions, 770 yards, and 12 touchdowns. The guy made everybody look silly out there. And the thought of having an Irv Smith, the fact that we just took Irv Smith, that means nothing. If Kyle Pitts is there at 14, you go with the talent. Could you imagine? I mean, we've seen teams look back to the Patriots, Hernandez, Gronkowski, when they have those 2 tight ends, are like unstoppable. I hope Pitts goes to a team that already has like the Niners, George Kittle. That would be crazy to watch. And at 14, it would be fantastic.
It would be. I would not be one bit upset if we took Kyle Pitts.
All right, let's go dip back into that wide receiver pool again. Let's pull out Jalen Waddle, another receiver from Alabama.
Yeah, this guy seems like for some reason he's creeping back up toward the top 10 in recent mocks.
Yeah.
There's one major concern about this guy, and let's just talk about what he can do. I mean, he's electric, big-time playmaker. Again, gives you that returnability. He's got speed. He's got the hands. He's got the route running down. But he does have that ankle injury that's lingering, and that's a major concern. Missed a lot of time last year, and that's the kind of thing that bumps guys down on draft day. So I could see him falling potentially farther than 14 just because of that injury. But, I think he'd be a hell of a weapon here on the Vikings offense.
Wow. I'm going to make a bold prediction that Jalen Waddle's his second wide receiver taken.
Wow. It's all about his medical.
Bold. Yeah, he said it. He's electric. When the guy gets the ball in his hands, he makes things happen. Just like the Luppagus, when he gets some balls in his hands, he makes things happen. Waddle,
Damn right.
he's a firecracker. What else can we say? Electric, firecracker. We got some other ones.
Dynamite.
He can go on the outside. He can go in the slot. Wherever he is, he just he makes a big old impact. And again, we keep saying it, but pairing one of these top receivers up with Justin Jefferson is crazy.
And let's not ignore the fact that wide receiver is a need for the Vikings. You got two great ones, but Adam Thielen's what? He's 31 years old when the season starts. So you got a couple years more of him, at least in his prime. And then you're going to be looking for somebody. So if they're there now, why not pull the trigger, get a solid wide receiver 3 who eventually be your number 2 down the road?
All right. Well, the final one on our list, we're going to the quarterback. I'll give you the honors.
Yeah, and we're going with playmakers here at 14. And, Mac Jones is a guy who's been getting up in the top 15, but I wouldn't consider him a playmaker, more of a game manager kind of guy. The guy I think is a playmaker who could be there is Trey Lance from North Dakota State. This guy, he can make plays with his legs. He's fast. He can run. He's got a rocket arm, throws a pretty damn accurate, pretty ball. Even if the Vikings, draft him this year, I think they could work him in some kind of packages in 2021, kind of like the way the Saints used Taysom Hill. The way the Eagles put Jalen Hurts in a little bit last year, you kind of work him in, give him some packages, see what he can do. Add a new wrinkle to this offense, because I think he can make some plays right out of the gate. But man, I think we've said it enough. We don't think the Vikings are going with the quarterback at 14. But if Trey Lance was there, I think you could get some run out of him in 21.
What do you think Kirk Cousins would say to Mike Zimmer if they pulled him out for a play and put Trey Lance in on a 2nd and 7?
Gosh darn, Zim. Golly.
Yeah, you said it all. Trey Lance needs to go to a situation just like the Vikings, where he can go hang out on the bench for at least a year. This would be a perfect scenario. Like you said, I don't think they'll take quarterback, but if he's there, they at least got to entertain it, especially with a guy like Lance. His big old rocket arm is enough to get a very sleepy PP very excited. And Trey Lance has got the tools. He's raw, doesn't have the experience of some of these other quarterbacks, which will be an issue, but I wouldn't be upset if we took him at 14.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But again, with all the teams picking ahead of us, need a quarterback. Him getting there does seem very unlikely right now, unless he does something bad or something that lowers the stock.
Oh my gosh. All right, there you have it. Those are 4 offensive playmakers that could be in play at pick 14 if they're there.
Hell yes. So now you know who those playmakers are. Now you're going to know this. Penguins have knees. Keep them away from Dan Campbell.